Hey everyone, happy holidays and happy almost New Year. It is time to get your 2026 planner. If you have not yet, they are everywhere. It's nice because we're still early enough in the season, mid-December-ish, and things are pretty well stocked. So today I want to tell you about a few things that I found at Staples if you are still looking for a planner, which will begin in the next few weeks. I'm gonna jump right in with the monthlies. You know I love a monthly calendar. In my last video or 2 videos ago, I talked about the monthly calendar that I order every year. I just ordered it for my 4th year in a row, and I love that it is huge. It hangs on the wall. It's got 2 little holes that you can use push pins for, and I love everything about it. I like putting things in my phone. I like using a planner, but there is something about having a big wall calendar for year at a glance, and Staples had so many. So you can see here, there were a ton in the planner aisle, but there were also a ton in just like on the end caps and throughout the store. So if you're looking, they had a lot of really good options. So this first one, I'm a little torn on. It is really pretty and I do like it, but the florals are just a little overpowering. Now that's a lot coming from me. You know I love florals, but what's tough is that it's got the light floral under the day. And I just don't love that, because if you are going to write on your day, which of course you're going to because it's a calendar, it's a planner, and you want to write down your plans, you want to make sure that you can read it, and this seems just a little distracting. So I do like it. I don't think I would pick this one, but if it's your style, it's great. And the other thing is that on the left side there is a column for monthly focus, and at the bottom you've got all of the months of the year, so you can do an at a glance, which I really like. This next calendar is a good one if you want something that's a little bit smaller. It's still a nice big wall calendar, but it's not as big as the first one. I love how it's got the gold detail and the pink and purple border, and the white on the calendar is so that it's not distracting. There's no floral print. The only thing is it doesn't have any bells and whistles. So there's no columns, there's no notes section, there's no at a glance calendar for the whole year. You get like a little before and after in the top corner, but it's not huge. That might be what you're looking for though. So if you're looking for something a little smaller, this could be a great option. If you need something simple and you just need a lot of space to write, this is it. It is black and white. You've got the days of the week. You've got a column for notes on the left side and months at the bottom. That's it. It's very easy to read. I also like that if you're a person that does a lot of highlighting and color coding, because there's nothing else on the planner to detract from that, and you can see your own system a little bit better. So looking for something simple, this is a blue sky as well. This next one is similar to the last one. It's got that gray, black, and white, so I like that. It's a little bit more decorative than the last one though, because it's got those gray zigzags, so you get a little something. And if you're looking for a daily, or I guess I shouldn't say daily because it's monthly, but on the days you want lines, this has that. What I like about them is that they are light enough. They're not so bold that you're like, some of the lines on any planner, they're so dark that you feel like you kind of like get lost in them. So this is a really good option. It does not have any frills in terms of to-do list, notes, anything like that. You just get your section at the bottom for all of the months of the year. That's it. And the last monthly one I want to show you, if I had to pick one, this would definitely be without a doubt the one I would pick. I love the yellows and the blues and the floral. Like I said, I love floral, but it's just on the border, so it's not distracting on the actual calendar part. The calendar part does not have any lines, which is my preference, but on the right side, you get the top 6, a work section, and personal. So if you're a person that doesn't really need a planner to be writing down something every day, you just need a monthly, but you have a couple running to-do lists, this could be perfect for you. It is going to be pretty big, so it would be a good desk blotter or something that hangs on the wall, but I really like this one, design and structure. Okay, as you can see here, it is really stocked, like very well stocked at Staples. So there are so many different things. And if you're looking, I really recommend you go look, because I can only show you so many, and you know, the world could be your oyster, especially if you go to multiple places. But let me keep moving on. So those were the monthlies that I saw. Let me show you a daily. Now, I am not much of a daily person, but look at this one. It's got a beautiful floral. It's a day designer, and you can see how thick it is. I mean, this planner is like, it's funny because I really like a monthly, and you know, that's like 1/8 of an inch, and then this thing looks like it's like 2 inches thick. So you have to be a daily person. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't, but the Day Designer one includes all of those extras. So it's got the pocket, the personal information at the front, it's got the calendar years for 2026 and 2027, and then it gives you those, like, start with the big picture, set your goals. It's got all of those things that Day Designer typically has, as well as the design your days, stay on course. It's just those sort of like in advance of setting up your planner, in advance of starting your year, how can you set goals and make it as effective as possible? Again, sometimes it's it's fun to do those exercises. Sometimes they're like, okay, well, maybe if I get to it, I will, but it's an option. Now, if you look here at the monthly, you see that you've got a notes section on that left-hand column, and then it just runs Sunday to Saturday. I have said before, I'm not typically a lines on the monthly type of person. I just think it's too distracting, but these are light enough where I think it definitely works and it doesn't take away. Now, as I mentioned, this is a daily, so you're gonna get a daily overview for every single page. So your daily starts at 6 a.m., it goes to 8 p.m. On the top, you get a today's top 3 for your priorities, as well as a quote, a to-do list, a notes section, a tonight, and a gratitude section. So that is a lot. You may find like I am using some of these pages, if you decide to go this route, every single day. I love it. It's a ritual for me. I love writing my gratitude. Or you might find like, wow, this is a lot and I wish I had done a weekly. I did a video recently on using Canva to print out a couple tools and test them for a week or two before you commit. But if you're like, no, I'm a daily person, this is a really nice option and it's a really beautiful planner. There are also a few notes pages and holidays at the back. So if you're looking for something that is a daily and medium size, definitely check this one out. And this is the floral one, but I also saw the exact same one in a black and white stripe. So if that's more your style, that's an option too. Next, if you're looking for something super simple and weekly, here you go. It's about an 8 by 10 in size. So it's definitely not small, but it's also not enormous and it's not thick either. So you've got a cute little, but again, very simple floral cover with the 2026 having the flowers and everything else being pretty neutral. When you open it up, you have a little plastic pocket, so that's good for bills, notes, etc., things you want to tuck in, but you don't want them to fall out. And then you go right into the monthly. Like I said, not a lot of bells and whistles, which I think is good. It's just got your Sunday to Saturday and a tiny little notes section and some light lines. So again, very simple. When you look at the weekly, you've got Monday through Sunday. Saturday and Sunday do share a space, so those boxes are a little smaller. Just good to know in case that's a deal breaker, but that's pretty much it. You get a tiny bit of note space and some holidays in the very back, and you know, it's simple. I feel like back in the day before we had so many planner customizations, different layouts and options, this was your standard. And if that is still your style, something really simple, straightforward, weekly, you could go with that one. Also, I am a liar. I told you that those were all of the monthlies and that if I were to pick a monthly, I would have picked that yellow and blue floral, but like I said, I am a liar. I just found another one. So this is a black and white stripe with like a tiny bit of gold and teal accent. This is definitely the one I would have picked if I don't have one already. It is a nice big size. You've got a projects, to do, and notes section on the right side, a ton of space, and then all of the calendars for the year at the bottom. I absolutely love this and recommend it. If you like the floral more, go with that. But if you want something that's black and white, like a little neutral, but has a tiny pop of color, it's a little bit fun, check this one out. And lastly, this is actually the first calendar I picked up. I absolutely love the cover. You've got a solid at the top, stripes at the bottom, and this one is a large print calendar. So if you want your size to be a little bit bigger, this one is a great option, and it is so sleek looking and just very simple. So you open it up. Again, I like the simple one sometimes if you don't need the extra bells and whistles because it takes pages and space and it gets heavy and bulky, and this one is not like that at all. So you open it up, you've got a plastic little folder at the beginning, then followed by a 2026-2027 year overview. You have one page for goals, which is nice because sometimes that's all you need, followed by a contacts page, and then next to it is an important dates for the year page, and then it goes right into the monthly. So monthly, large, the font is big, and if you want to see those big numbers, and then same thing for the weekly. It is a very simple layout. Now, what I like about this is Saturday and Sunday are the same size, and at the bottom you have a little bonus notes section. So it's not like they divide it up so that they squish Saturday and Sunday together, which sometimes is not a big deal, but if you want them to each have their own space, you get that note space at the bottom, so everything is divided in 4 on each page. So you can see it for yourself, which will make sense, but just something to note if you are looking for something and you want to have something that's a little bit easier to read, this is a great option. The back has some holidays for 2026, 2027, and that's it. So it's really simple. I sometimes like to look at the extra pages, the notes pages. There's a notebook in the back, goal setting, grid, and sometimes you're like, I just don't need all of that. And this is a great option if you need something, a simple weekly. So there you have it. Lots of good options at Staples. I will be honest with you. I kind of felt, and I don't know if it's because it's still early and they're getting more in, I felt like I was more excited about the planners that I saw when they came out in June, July, August for the academic year. I just felt like there were a lot more, and everything had a totally different layout. So when I was looking at them, I'm like, here's a weekly that has, this style. And then the next weekly is like the weekly on one side of the page and the notes on the other. And then this one looks totally different from the first two. So maybe you don't need anything like that. You need something simple. A lot of what I showed today was pretty straightforward and to the point, but hopefully they'll get a couple more things in case you're looking for something that has a little bit more design. Like I said, I'm not complaining. They had a lot of really good options. I was just blown away when I went there in the summer for the academic options because I feel like I looked at 10 planners and everything looked totally different. So lots of good choices. I know I mentioned the big calendar in my last video and it is just an absolute lifesaver for me. I'm so glad that I have it already for 2026 because I'm already writing in it and it just really helps me stay organized. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what planner you got for 2026, if you've already decided, if you're still shopping, where you are in the process, because I just love to hear what people wind up getting. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.